Today we are discussing another group of insecticides which has greater importance in agriculture. Well, the group is neonicotinoids. Yes, we all know that neonicotinoids are versatile insecticides which are being used in agriculture for a couple of decades across the world. So the molecules of this compound are highly toxic to a wide range of insects. Precisely, these compounds are very toxic to insects like whiteflies, aphids, jests, and thrips. So here the common point is all these insects are sap-sucking insects. Well, neonicotinoids are highly water soluble and they shows good translaminar and systemic properties in the plant system, which means when the neonicotinoid is sprayed on the crop canopy, so that molecule will readily get translocated to every part of that plant, and when an insect feed on that particular plant, a particular treated plant, it will get the enough dose of that molecule and it will get killed. So that is the reason why neonicotinoids are highly toxic to sucking type of insects. Molecules of this group are nothing but the synthetic analogs of natural alkaloid nicotine, and we all are very much familiar that tobacco is the chief source of nicotine. So during earlier days, farmers were used to soak that tobacco leaves to get the extracts of that nicotine to spray on ornamental and horticultural crops, and obviously those extracts are very potent or very toxic against soft-bodied insects like scales, aphids, and jests, and whiteflies as well. So nicotine have high ability to pass or to penetrate the insect cuticle and bind with the active site called nicotinic acetylcholine receptor at the central nervous system. So when an insect get the dose of that nicotine, it will shows the restlessness and hyperactivity, and eventually paralysis and death will occur. So despite having high insecticidal properties, nicotine is found very toxic to mammals and other non-target organisms. Even as less as 60 milligram of nicotine is quite enough to cause fatality in human beings, and considering all these effects, nicotine is banned or restricted to use in agriculture in many countries in the world. To get continued, all the synthetic neonicotinoids are synthesized or designed aiming mainly at minimizing the mammalian toxicity and enhancing the insecticidal activity. The main molecules of this group are the main molecules of this group are imidacloprid, acetamiprid, thiacloprid, and thimethoxam. The first and the foremost is imidacloprid. Yes, we all are very much familiar of imidacloprid, and it is readily available in market as a Confidor, Super Confidor, and Admire. So there are a lot of trade names are available in the market. So just like imidacloprid, acetamiprid is also one of the most important molecules, and acetamiprid is very potent when sprayed on crop, and this acetamiprid is also potent against whiteflies, aphids, and jests. So just like acetamiprid, thiacloprid is also one of the most important molecules, and this thiacloprid is mainly used to control midgeflies. So in chilies, midgefly is one of the pests, and thiacloprid is recommended to control these midgeflies in chilies, and this is also effective against mango hoppers. And the third one and the last one is thimethoxam. So thimethoxam is also one of the important molecules, and it also quite effective against whiteflies, aphids, and jests. When you enter any garden or any field, and when you found upward leaf curl and there is a high density of whiteflies, which means when whiteflies are higher than economic threshold level, you can simply go for a spray. You can simply recommend the spray of imidacloprid or acetamiprid or also thimethoxam, and they can control very effectively. And so this is how neonicotinoids plays important roles in agriculture. And of course, imidacloprid and acetamiprid are the first neonicotinoids to be commercialized and to be used in agriculture. And the mode of action, as I said earlier, neonicotinoids act on the nicotinic acetylcholine receptors at the central nervous system and cause the fatality or cause a paralysis and death to the insects.